This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Always good to see Ben Shalom here at weigh-in day. All fighters weighed in and bang up for tomorrow night. I guess both fighters, the main event, Adam Azim and Ohara Davies, both probably looking good on the scales. I think Ohara, he's definitely not taking this fight lightly. He looks in good shape. So yeah, an exciting one for tomorrow night.
Very exciting. Just a great fight. It's full of jeopardy for both guys. Both guys weighed in. Their camps have been brilliant. Ohara has had the mind games all week, but Adam Azim needs to understand it. And I said to him, don't be put into any false sense of security here. Ohara Davies has trained like a beast for this. He is ready for this. You can see he didn't turn up to the workout yesterday because he's preparing. It's a real test. It's a huge test. Ohara Davies has been at the very top of the sport. He's at the top of the sport. His resume speaks for itself. Adam's going to have to really put in a huge performance and be calm in there and be relaxed in there, and he's a phenomenal talent. He really is, but he wants the big nights, and credit to him. At 22 years old, he wants the pressure, he wants the nights, he wants the headline shows, he wants the big names, and he's got a big name, and it can be a massive moment in his career on Saturday night.
Yeah, you mentioned there about it being a massive moment, and speaking to Adam yesterday, he seemed sort of bang up for it, and he seemed strictly business, but it's very much of a case of sort of winning on Saturday against a good opponent, but winning style, to say to the likes of Dalton Smith and other fighters that you say, don't even sort of mention me in them conversations, I'm above that.
Let me
rephrase that. I mean, in a way, like put respect on my name, and it says, sorry, I'll rephrase that. Apologies.
I think for me, we're in the Adam Azim business, and Adam Azim doesn't need anyone. I think other fighters need Adam Azim, and that's going to become even more so as he keeps building his name, as he keeps building his resume, and he's a young guy, and we're in a big journey with him. He's very, very young, but he deserves a lot of credit. He doesn't need to fight Ohara Davies. He doesn't need to step up this many levels. He doesn't need to, but he wants to. He wants the pressure. He wants the big nights. He wants to show how good he is. And I'm proud of him because he's matured hugely outside of the ring. I'm expected to see that inside of the ring. When we saw him at 18 years old, we knew we had something special. And the question was, how is he going to deal with it? How's he going to deal with it mentally? How's he going to mature outside of the ring? And he's become a real man. And it's amazing to see. It's really satisfying to see, to be honest. You're watching someone grow up in front of you, in the public eye, on TV, fighting for a living. And he deserves all the plaudits that he gets. And it's a big night for Adam.
A thing I guess I wanted to ask yourself, and sort of when you look back on last week and it didn't go sort of the best it could be, obviously, like with Fraser losing, things not going well for Ben Whitaker, and you look on this week, like obviously a lot of people say on Twitter, you got to hope that Adam Azim gets a result. Like when things aren't going well, do you start, especially on a results-based business with your fighters, like on Saturday night or tomorrow night, do you feel the pressure even more? Like God, I hope Adam wins because I can't afford him to lose.
Look, everyone's got their own career. So Chris Eubank Jr. has his own career, Fraser Clark has his own career, Chris Smith has their own career, Natasha Jonas has their own career. They're all in their own business. It's not related to each other, and I think sometimes too much made is of which promoter they're in. We put on the fights, we put on the opportunities. We're not training them. We can't get in the ring with them. We're close to them. I want to see them come out healthy and safe, and that's what makes me nervous. This is a dangerous sport. Last week I was shocked with the Fraser Clark moment. These are great guys, and they deserve a lot of credit. And Saturday night could be full of upsets. You got Dan Aziz against Louis Edmondson. It's many people's eyes a 50-50 fight. You've got Michael McKinson against Talani Mbenge, which a lot of people are tipping Mbenge for. You've got Jamie TKB as Franklin Ignatius, who's unbeaten in a big heavyweight clash. Fran Hennessy is taking on a fighter that's unbeaten, more experienced, very strong, game as anything, in a really tough fight. And Adam, of course, at the top of the bill as well. That's boxing. It's unpredictable. It's snakes and ladders for the fighters. 1 minute you're on top of the world, next minute you come crashing back down. You can't let things get to your head, and you can't let things get you too low, because boxing is like that, and losses don't define you. You've got to come back stronger, and all I hope for, obviously, is that all the fighters come out safe on Saturday night. They put on a huge spectacle for us as boxing fans. It's going to be explosive on Saturday. There's going to be all sorts of stories going on, and at the Copper Box, I'm just British boxing, there's something special about it. I'm so glad to be back. I've seen all the same people, the managers, the security, everything. It's great, and that's what I love about it. And all the fighters deserve a huge amount of credit, taking on big tests, and particularly Adam, top of the bill.
Move on to a main talking point and a story that's developed sort of as the days have gone on. Obviously, yourself done an interview with a sportsman and spoke about Fabio Wardley's gloves in the Fraser Clarke fight, potentially being investigated. I don't know sort of what the latest is. Obviously, Warren's had a response, the Border Control had a response. What sparked up this reasoning? Like I guess from the horse's mouth, like what sort of the concern from your part?
Look, first of all, I've done a lot of interviews, and one little thing can get. I've done so many interviews. What I was saying there is we have been given concerns, and as a promoter I get given concerns and I have to pass them on. I'm not the regulator, I don't decide, British Boxing Border Control decide. But if I get concerns, I have to pass them on. In no way is this a justification or an excuse or anything. I've said so many times, I've given Fabio Wardley so much credit for what he did on Saturday night, and that's not to take away from it. And obviously, you know, we all see the Frank's reaction and this and that. Ultimately, I'm not a regulator. We just pass on concerns that we get.
Yeah, I guess with the concerns, I think people would say obviously there is rules meetings before the weigh-in. The gloves are checked by both teams pre-fight and, as you say, before the fight. So bit sort of, I guess, confusing to have these concerns because there's so many processes that go through before they step in the ring.
I think it's more questions, and it's not just look. I'm not an expert on that side of things, and ultimately, I was asked about it, and I said, yeah, there has been questions, and I pass on those questions. I'm not the authority, as you said. The British Boxing Board of Control are the authority. It's no ways an excuse, and that's it, to be honest. And I think a lot. Do that many interviews, you say that many things, and something there has been taken, and this and that, but what I would say is it's quite clearly not an excuse for the defeat. We're not accusing anyone of wrongdoing, but when I get questions as a promoter, I have a responsibility to pass those questions on.
Yeah. It's only, I say this as well because, as you say, like when you have these concerns, I'm right in saying, I think tomorrow night, yeah, okay, so...
It's questions, I get questions, I have to answer them, so I have to pass them on.
It's only I say that because I think I'm right in saying tomorrow night Adam Azim will most likely be wearing fly gloves. So is it sort of yeah?
It's not. Look, everyone's gloves are different. I got questions about them, and I pass them on. I'm not accusing anyone of any wrongdoing. It's my job to pass on. It's probably one for a private forum, and that's something that I accept.
Obviously, Frank Warren went on TalkSport and he said the claims that you're making were liable, and obviously sort of hinting at potential, obviously, a lawsuit or sort of potentially suing you. I guess what was your reaction and response to that?
He's suing everyone. He sues everyone. So, no, he says he's going to, and that's what I've become accustomed to with Frank. He needs to relax. It's not to do with me or him. It's nothing. It never is. And as I say, questions were passed on, and that's it, to be honest.
Moving on, Eubank Jr, Benn. I know they've done a face-off, and you see yourself ushering Neymar into the middle there. I don't know if he's having any part of the promotion, but we know Benn's still having his issues, but from a Eubank point of view, he said that's the fight that you want to deliver for him is Conor Benn.
I like the Canelo fight. Selfishly, that's the fight that I want, but Chris has something personal with Conor Benn. When I speak to him about it, I can see it means a lot to him. It's the biggest fight in British boxing that can be made right now. But Conor Benn has to get his licence. If he does get his licence, and everything that we hear is that he will, then I do believe that fight will be next. And he's so big. It's bigger than ever. It's not just born rivals anymore. They are genuine rivals. And let's see what happens. But for me, Canelo is number one on the list as well.
Ben, as always, a pleasure to speak to you, mate. Appreciate taking time to speak to me, and enjoy your Friday and tomorrow. Of course I'm coming, man. Of course. You think I could miss it? Top man. Thank you, mate. Cheers.